Tommy Archer as he gets ready to lead this field from the pole position for the first time in his Trans Am career. Alongside on the Chevy Camaro, Jack Baldwin, the defending series champion, looking for his first win of the season. In the second row, Paul Gentilozzi is back in a brand new chassis of his own design. He's been very fast. George Robinson with a great qualifying effort in the Camaro alongside. In row 3, Sharp, the man of the hour, trying to wrap up the championship, and the man he's trying to hold off right alongside, Canadian Ron Fellows. Mitch Wright in a heated battle for Rookie of the Year honors starts in row 4 alongside Hoerr. In the 5th row, Bobby Archer fast in the final practice session alongside R.K. Smith in his debut appearance this year. Former champion Dorsey Schroeder headlines row 6. Jeff Perner, another in the rookie battle with Wright, alongside. Saunders and Musser in the 7th row, and we check on down through a 38-car field. As we get toward the back of the pack, keep an eye on where Greg Pickett, the defending champion at Mid-Ohio, will start this one. His car disqualified after a tech inspection following qualifying. It was fractions of an inch too low. It didn't meet the minimum height rule, and so consequently his time was tossed out, and he will start outside row 19, the 38th position. Keep an eye on Greg Pickett. He's won here twice in the past. This is a class racing circuit, Derek. We were at Elkhart Lake, the long fast course. This is much more rhythm type track.
It really is. There's a variety of many medium speed corners here. But very seldom elevation changes that we see, particularly from our in-car cameras. They have an unusual track in as far as it demands a finesse and rhythm to be consistently fast here at Mid-Ohio.
We'll have opportunity to see varied onboard shots today. This is onboard Ron Fellows in Blair Racing Mustang. He's starting in the 3rd row alongside Sharp. Not going to get the board from his car. Another onboard cameras today that will give you a variety of different looks at this very colorful field. This is one of those interesting looks. For the first time this year, we'll look now at the footwork of Tommy Archer. He'll be on the race throughout this very 2.25-mile circuit. From the roof, looking backwards from the Hot Wheels Camaro of Jack Baldwin, who starts alongside Archer in the front row. Now they start this starting to move downhill, beginning to build up a little bit of speed. Nicely aligned now, ready for 100 miles of racing at Mid-Ohio. And they get ready to jump on the hammer, full song, momentarily looking for the green flag. The green has been displayed, and we are racing at Mid-Ohio. Archer gets the break. Here comes Baldwin, though. The pack.
Well, you definitely saw some muscle there from the bear himself, Jack Baldwin. They were actually banging off each other into turn 1. Baldwin knew if he could stay side by side with the Dodge at turn 1, he could lead when he got up the hill and turned left. It's exactly what he did.
A super start for Jack Baldwin. Finish line in the front straightaway. And the official scoring begins at this point in single file procession. Gentilozzi running in 3rd place, Robinson 4th, Sharp is 5th, Fellows is 6th as that single file freight train goes by. Start at 38th, he's already in 30th position. In a half lap, he gained 8 spots.
And a whole slew of cars he slides past. Here he goes again down the inside, one of the Ford Mustangs. Does he make it? Yes, he slides down the inside. But Greg Pickett has a monumental task to try and get past a lot of these slower cars before he can get up with the leaders, where he should have been.
Pickett on the move, the Cytomax Camaro. He won this race here last year. He won in 1986. Started 38th, now passes Bruce Barkaloo. And look at this, Scott Sharp is off course. The man who has a championship on the line has lost the line for the moment. And now look at the cars screaming by as he gets back. Pickett, in fact, goes by. So Sharp is way, way back in the pack. He gets it back into the competition, and he's got to be back somewhere around 30th position. So what a dramatic change here in the first 2 laps as Scott Sharp, with championship hopes at stake, finds a problem in the early going.
We're going to look very closely at that car to see, do we see any telltale signs of contact with somebody else. I would almost bet you it was contact, because Scott Sharp is not prone to making mistakes in situations like this. We see him go outside the car trying to make up lots and lots of positions now.
We don't know what happened as he went off course, but he got it back straightened up, and now he comes to the front straightaway, and he is far back in the field. Remember, he started in the 5th position. He's currently listed 28th, so he lost 23 spots in that off-road excursion. Now we go back up front. The view from the leader looking back off the car of Jack Baldwin.
And he has been in a hot set of wheels all weekend. Look at Gentilozzi trying to get down the inside of the Dodge of Tommy Archer.
Gentilozzi, who has been an infrequent runner in the Trans Am circuit this year, but a man who is always a contender when he is out, debuting a brand new race car this week, and he is looking strong as he races third in the early laps here at Mid-Ohio. Jack Baldwin is our leader. Tommy Archer is second. We'll be back with more from Mid-Ohio right after these messages.
Where you see a close encounter, Ford sees a way to make braking safer for you. Where you see a crowded corner, Ford sees ways to make cornering more secure. It's why we race. Every time you see Ford take home another trophy, Ford has seen ways to win something far more important: every driver's confidence. Have you driven a Ford lately?
The driver who plans ahead usually comes out ahead too. That's why it's smart to change your oil every 3,000 miles.
And shop Walmart for savings every day.
Save on Castrol GTX motor oil. It provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. And Castrol Syntec, a full synthetic oil that protects in ways other oils can't.
So no matter where you're headed, head first to Walmart.
Where the prices are always going down. Walmart, always the low price, always.
What is a mountain man's natural environment? Let's explore. A mountain man enjoys peaceful surroundings. A place where gentle winds blow. And the beauty of nature is all about. Only here does the mountain man find true happiness with a smooth bush beer or an easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find out how the true mountain man can make any environment a more natural one.
Love this place! It's the new Burger King Everyday Value Menu with Big Flame World Burgers for only 99 cents.
I can't do it myself for 99 cents.
Your favorite Burger King foods at new, lower everyday prices, like the Croissant Combo served hot and fresh for $1.99. Check your Burger King Everyday Value Menu and be sure to try the delicious Flame Broiled Whopper Combo for $2.99.
That's great news for my pocketbook.
Value every day. Have it your way.
You're going to want to come back every day.
Back at Mid-Ohio, jumping into second place with the challenge is Paul Gentilozzi. He slid inside Tommy Archer, has taken over the second spot. Archer banging at the back bumper, trying to get it back from him, but right now Gentilozzi has moved into second place. Your leader continues to be Baldwin, but he's got a new challenge.
And Gentilozzi tried to pull that move on the last lap. He didn't pull it off, but he knew where Archer's weak spot was, and he made a decisive move down the inside. Now, can he catch Jack Baldwin, the older version Chevrolet versus the newer version, not in body style, but in overall design?
And a great incentive for Gentilozzi today, because as one of the independent Chevy Camaro drivers, should he win this race as a non-factory team, he would pick up nearly $28,000 in bonus money. That's a healthy incentive.
Oh, it is. He's never won here at Mid-Ohio. He's always been a front runner. He's been on the pole. He's had second place finishes. He never managed to stand in the #1 spot on the victory rostrum. But he may have the card under him today to try and make that challenge. Look at Tommy Archer, though. He is not letting go of that second place.
We've got a dogfight up front, and right now it seems to be a three-car battle. Now, let's check in on the problems of Scott Sharp as we go to the pit road and Jan Beekes.
Gary, we checked in with the crew, and Scott radioed in and said that, in fact, when he got on the brakes locked up very easily. That's what caused him to go off the course. He then radioed in that the problem is still there. He's going to have to be very easy on the brakes, but now that he knows what that problem is, he should be able to move through the field. Locking of the brakes, that was the problem for Sharp.
We saw the concern on the look of the faces of the Rain-X crew.
Well, we said that he's not prone to making mistakes. When you lock up those rear brakes, though, sometimes there is no option but to fly off the road. Luckily, there was enough runoff area that he didn't do any damage to the car. But if he's grappling with those locking rear brakes still, he could have a long afternoon. You see him get sideways there as he turns left to go over the hill.
Now he's in 22nd position, so he's gained 6 spots from the incident that pushed him back to 28th. The Rain-X Camaro, the bright yellow colors of Scott Sharp. He has been on a tremendous roll this season, coming up behind rookie driver Mark Unicom. He was the runner-up on the Bob Bondurant Pro Search Challenge, and he has a ride for the first time in Trans Am competition in that 12 car right in front of Sharp.
And he understands racing lines, because as he got on the brakes for the keyhole, you could see he held his line. Scott Sharp tried to have a little look down the inside, but there wasn't enough room. But there's a lesson there for Unicom as Scott Sharp comes down the inside.
Greg Pickett leads this particular group. R.J. Valentine is there, John Gooding, and then Scott Sharp. A heated battle. Gooding, in fact, cooking a break, but he gets the position on Valentine and slides through to gain a spot. So you've got a couple of contenders. Here's Sharp again, trying to pick up another spot. You've got Pickett and Sharp deep in the pack, trying to make a bold run to somehow get back within hailing distance of the leaders. It's Baldwin still on top, but great racing way back at mid-pack.
Okay, but as regards the championship, remember the contenders are Scott Sharp and Ron Fellows. So Scott Sharp needs to know where Fellows is on the racetrack, and at the moment he is in 9th place. That is not a good position for Fellows to be in to capitalize on the troubles of Scott Sharp.
Fellows, in fact, has been going backward as he had started in that 3rd row alongside Sharp. Sharp went back to 28th, now trying to regain positions. Fellows, however, has slipped back to that 9th spot, so it's not been a good afternoon thus far. Car off course, R.K. Smith. He was making his first Trans Am run of the season in the Acer Camaro, and they're getting ready for a full 1994 season, kind of getting a head start on it. And this has got to be very disappointing, because Smith had been a good, solid runner here in 3 days of practice leading up to this race.
And a man who at one stage had an ambition to be, look at this bodywork here, had an ambition to be the oldest ever rookie at the Indianapolis 500. He didn't make it yet, though.
Started racing at age 43, currently 55, but his day is done. And look at here, Sharp now edging past Randy Ruhlman. He is right now behind Greg Pickett, and it is now 15th and 14th in those two spots. Actually 14th and 15th. Pickett has the advantage. Now let's go back up front, and we'll go on board with Tommy Archer. Remember, he started from the pole, currently running in 3rd place. And let's look at the footwork here, Derek Daly.
This is often a fascinating look at the type of work a driver does. And look at the left foot. It just sits there, mainly uses the right. Sometimes you see drivers jump on the brakes with their left foot. He uses the right, looks very gentle. We don't see any gear changing here. Look, we actually heard a gear change. Here we go, heel toe. There's the classic heel toe, where you blip the throttle with the right side of the foot, and you very quickly jump on that clutch pedal as you change. Look, no clutch on the up change.
We're seeing the footwork from the red Dodge number 3. Now you can watch him work around the circuit, and you can watch his feet working inside the cockpit here in the box in the lower left.
There's a gear change, doesn't use the clutch. Watch on the down change. Yes, he does. 1, 2, goes down 2 gears. These gearboxes are good enough. They're straight changes. Remember, no synchromesh, so you can just literally yank that gearbox lever into the next gear. And you see how quickly it happens now. Watch the braking. He's got side of the foot. Here he goes. Side of the foot. Blips the engine. Synchronizes those gears. Picks that lower one.
Fascinating bit of insight, some great camera work where you can actually get a real feel for what the driver is experiencing inside that cockpit. He is battling in 3rd position in the Show Zone Dodge number 3, looking for his 2nd victory of the year, but disappointed after starting from the pole, losing the lead to Baldwin, and now into 2nd place. In front of him is Gentilozzi. Let's go again to pit road and Jan Beekes.
When you guys are checking in and watching those pedals and you're watching the camera, you can see exactly what's happening with the clutch. Jack Baldwin, when he did his qualifying run here, he said he never lifted his foot off the throttle, and he did a drag race type of shift between each gear. He says he doesn't do it in the race, but it is a pedal technique that he uses right now. Got him in the position to do that. We also checked in with Tom Gloy. Right now they say there's something wrong with Ron Fellows' car on the right rear. They're not sure what.
Fellows currently listed in 8th place. We're looking at the leader. It's Baldwin who got the break on the green. Running 2nd is Gentilozzi. Then it's Tommy Archer, George Robinson, and Bobby Archer, your top 5. More from Mid-Ohio after this.
They made history.
Hey, all right.
Now, these turtles
What's going on in here?
are history.
Check it out. We're in ancient Japan.
They're out of their shells.
You missed me.
Onto the screen.
Awesome.
And kicking some samurai butt.
Leo, high foot.
What was that? You want to run that by me again?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
You were expecting maybe the Addams Family?
Rated PG.
When you get the hats, we got a cool deal.
Trucks, trucks, and more trucks. Central Chevrolet Geo has them. You can choose an extended cab, a dually, even the elusive crew cab or 94 S10. And we have many more 93 and 94 models. Central Chevrolet Geo has the truck of your dreams. So
when you get the hats, we got a cool deal.
Visit Central Chevrolet Geo today in Fremont, just off 888 at Thornton Avenue East.
And see all the NFL action every Sunday. Sit back. Let us do the work. ESPN NFL Primetime. We'll find every bone-crushing hit, search out every key play, and mix insight from our pros into television's fastest hour of football. NFL Primetime. Tonight at 7 Eastern, only on ESPN.
Along with Derek Daly and Jan Beekes, I'm Gary Gerald as we welcome you back to Trans Am Racing at beautiful Mid-Ohio, looking back from the leader, Jack Baldwin, who's been on top since the opening green flag. Paul Gentilozzi continues to run on the second spot. Scott Sharp, who's battling back, in trouble now in the carousel. That's Pete Musser in the 88 car, who slides off with a little nudge from Sharp. Sharp continuing to move his way up through the field. May have picked up some damage in that particular little move, but look at him, now battling Greg Pickett. He has taken over 12th place. Pickett trying to get inside Dorsey Schroeder in the 40 car. Dorsey, who is driving the Von Hausen Auto Parts Camaro for the first time this weekend in only his third Trans Am race of the year, hanging on to the position, but right behind him now are Pickett and Sharp, who've come from the rear of the field.
Well, when you're on the charge from behind, sometimes you have to take chances. Look at the damage to the front spoiler on that Chevrolet Camaro. That will definitely alter the handling. But here it is, down the inside. He's committed. He doesn't quite get the job done. Makes contact, and luckily he was the one that initiated the contact, and he got away with it. Lucky for him.
And now he stalks Greg Pickett as both he and Pickett get by Dorsey Schroeder. Schroeder, who had been running strong in practice sessions with high hopes today, now losing 2 positions. Jeff Perner leads this group going by. There's Ron Fellows in the blue #4 Mustang for Tom Bloy. And now they have cracked the top 10.
Yeah, but it's not good enough for the championship. He needs to be a leading contender in this race if he's to keep his championship hopes alive. This season started so well for Fellows with win after win, and then it just fell away. But we get a good opportunity here to see our telemetry care of Ford Electronics coming in real time from Ron Fellows' car here.
Numbers going up. You saw 167 miles per hour before he had to get out of the throttle.
And he'll see his main championship contender behind him very shortly, because that's Greg Pickett and that's Scott Sharp right behind him. Now he's in second gear, no throttle. See the throttle bar. And he gets out of it. He's only flat for just about second and a half, but you see over the top of the hill, he still does 95 miles an hour. He's in third gear through there. The revs go up, the speed goes up.
And Pickett slides inside. Look out, there's contact between the two. Fellows holds on for the moment, but Pickett has a close call and Sharp is ready to pounce. 3 cars battling now in positions 9, 10, and 11.
Scott Sharp's nose and spoiler's already second hand, so if you break it one time, you might as well go ahead and use it again. Look at Pickett, though. Pickett, big challenge on Fellows.
So they sweep into turn #1. Pickett has the line. Pickett has the position. Greg Pickett, who started 38th, is now taken over the #9 spot. Sharp makes a bid now.
Same place, under braking. Doesn't make it past his championship contender. But you can see here, Fellows is in trouble. A front runner, race winner, Consistent, but not fast enough today. His championship hopes may be going out the window with whatever handling problem he has with that car. Now he has a problem with Scott Sharp down his inside.
Sharp knows that if he can finish in front of Ron Fellows, no matter where Fellows finishes, the championship belongs to Sharp for 1993, and he has made the pass. So indeed, the frustration of what has been recent races for Ron Fellows compounded now as he's seen Sharp come from way back to regain a spot in the top 10. We continue seeing terrific action all the way through the field at Mid-Ohio. Baldwin, Gentilozzi, and the Archer brothers continue to set the pace.
Mountain man survival skills. The basics. A true mountain man must have a keen sense of direction, a certain physical dexterity, and a talent for surviving the most unforgiving climates. Of course, nothing is more key to a mountain man's survival than plenty of smooth bush beer and easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and learn how the mountain man survives even the most grueling conditions.
If it were just to win more trophies, we wouldn't be here. But there's a side to Ford racing you won't find in the sports page. It's learning how to make your car safer by racing 200 miles an hour in heavy traffic. And learning how a granite roller coaster can make your truck even tougher. Because when it comes to developing technology for your Ford, there shouldn't be any limits. That's why we race. Of course, we're not about to give back all our trophies. Have you driven a Ford lately?
My ultimate ESPN Sports Center highlight goes like this. Loose ball in the end zone. Fall on it, no chance. My feet are light, and I've got the moves. At the 50, I see Myers. Not now, Chris. I'm a busy man. And as I cross the goal line, I laugh, knowing my agent has just cut a deal for my very own fitness video. Yeah, that's my Sports Center highlight.
Back at Mid-Ohio, we're watching a race for 6th place. Hoerr in 13 has slid by Mitch Wright to pick up the position. They have been together on the course virtually since the start of the race. And it looks like Hoerr has the slight advantage now. Here's a car spinning. It's Musser once again, the California driver in number 88. Finds himself off course. This time, no help. He got banged out of the way earlier by Scott Sharp. And here's Jim Moyer now, Kokomo, Indiana driver of number 96 with significant front end damage. Going to try to limp it back around and perhaps head toward the pits. Much of that nose wing having been destroyed in the excursion off the circuit.
That's definitely a trip to the pit lane, because if he doesn't make it voluntarily, yes he does, I'm sure the SCCA officials would invite him in for an interview. Look at this.
Jim Stevens has found the sandbox, and look at those wheels spin as he gets out of trouble and gets back on the circuit. Jim Stevens in the 65 Mustang.
See what he did? He dragged a lot of that sand. In fact, he still drops it on the racing line. That may have repercussions for some of the following cars.
Let's take a look now and see if we can get an indication of what happened. Here's the spin by Musser.
That seemed to be a harmless spin coming through turn 1. He simply backs the car off the racetrack. Looks like he's safely out of the way. And in fact, he was safely out of the way, so there was no contact between him and the number 96 car.
So we check with our leader. It's still Jack Baldwin on the Hot Wheels Camaro. He's so hungry for a first victory. The crew was saying how focused and how hungry he seems to be this weekend. And the fellow they affectionately call the Bear got the jump on the green flag, and it was a real muscle job as they took that flying start down the backstretch. But he has been very strong since. Hoerr continues his attack. He picked up a position a moment ago, and now he gets another one as he slides by George Robinson. So Hoerr has moved into the top 5. He is currently 5th. Robinson drops back to the 6th spot. So Hoerr, who started back in that 4th row, steadily, consistently picking up positions here to become a contender. Still hoping that he can close in and get sight of the leaders. Baldwin, Gentilozzi, and the Archer brothers continue to set the pace.
And notice how George Robinson did not really contest that challenge. His team was almost decimated at Watkins Glen earlier this year when he crashed his primary car, and the second car, which is often driven by Paul Gentilozzi, was also badly crashed by Joe Varney. So they've had to miss the races since then and returning to the series. So good to see Robinson back, as he always runs at the front.
Absolutely. And it's good to see Hoerr back in the regular Trans Am Series. Second in points in 88 and 89, 8 times a career winner, now running in 5th place. Now let's go back and check further on the exploits today of Greg Pickett and Scott Sharp. They continue to run in tandem, and they've come from 38. That's where Pickett started. Sharp had the incident that dropped him to 28, and now they have both worked their way back into the top 10. Pickett is currently listed in 8th position. Sharp is 9th.
And Greg Pickett knows how to win races here. He won here last year. He also won here back in 86. Probably hasn't had the type of year that he wanted. He really anticipated that he could make a legitimate and serious run for the championship. It hasn't quite fallen his way. You can see he's in the older style Camaro, but Scott Sharp, in fact, who will marry Greg Pickett's daughter, so we may have a bit of a family feud here if Scott tries something that is not to father-in-law's liking.
The wedding, I believe, scheduled for December. Here comes the Raid X Camaro. Scott Sharp takes a look right alongside. Now does he have the position? Pickett tries to pinch. He's not going to be able to do it. And Scott Sharp slides by Greg Pickett.
Now Pickett had, they're still side by side. Look at this, body contact, no. But Pickett, you can see he was almost going to attempt what Jack Baldwin did at the start with Tommy Archer, but he wasn't quite close enough to Scott Sharp. It's not over yet, though. Look at this.
Couple of Camaros, one the factory Camaro driven by Sharp, currently has the advantage. The independent effort of the veteran driver and former Trans Am champion Greg Pickett is running right behind him, and they're having a good battle all the way around the circuit. Their average race speed thus far, 95 miles per hour of this demanding scenic 2.25 mile course at Mid-Ohio. Sharp came from 28th to 8th in 14 laps. Jack Baldwin still the pace setter. No change up front with the exception of Hoerr, now in the top 5.
Camaro. What else would you expect from the country that invented rock and roll?
No matter what you drive, we've got you covered from H to Z.
The Penguins. The Islanders.
The shots!
A rematch of the divisional finals. The Penguins seek revenge against the Islanders Tuesday, live on ESPN National Hockey Night.
Back at Mid-Ohio, we continue to watch these two veteran drivers, Scott Sharp and Greg Pickett, running 7th and 8th at the moment after their long drive from the back of the field, but they're still 25 seconds behind the front-running Jack Baldwin. Here, in fact, is, I believe, Kim Pickett, soon to be Mrs. Scott Sharp. That'll be taking place in December. We are able to confirm that. George Robinson suddenly coming onto the pit road. The Hunting Ranch Camaro number 74 has encountered a problem. He was running in 7th place.
Just made a quick stop. I saw the crew chief jump in, have a word with them. They did try and fix something. I hope they did get it finished, but George Robinson out of the leading pack at the moment, but a very fast stop.
Jim Stevens now coming by, and look at this. Mitch Wright in the heated Rookie of the Year battle with Jeff Burner has pulled off course. Wright had been running in the number 6 spot, and he has encountered problems in the Highway Master Dodge. And for the second consecutive race, bitter disappointment for Mitch Wright.
And he was only 5 points behind Jeff Perner in the Nimrod Press Rookie of the Year standings. So Jeff Perner will now stretch that points lead if he can continue to run where he is right now, which is in the top 10.
Remember at Elkhart Lake in the last event, there were early problems for Mitch Wright, and almost a lap later there were problems for Perner, and both of them ended up going to the sidelines, and there was no change in the 5-point difference. Looked like there could be a big swing, but that wasn't the case. Let's check now.
Here's a traffic jam. Now, traffic can often play a part in these races. Paul Gentilozzi, who is a consistent second, not able to challenge Jack Baldwin at the moment, needs some help from the traffic jam here. There's Gentilozzi there in the familiar number 28. Whoa, slides down the inside.
Got by Mark Peelsticker, has Jerry Clinton in front of him, separating him from the leader Baldwin. Baldwin working through the traffic, passing Dale Phelan in the 66 machine. Now there are 2 cars between he and Gentilozzi, and a third about to be put between them. Baldwin handling that traffic very, very impressively.
So it wasn't cured. Whatever it wasn't cured, and he has to come back in.
And let's go to Jan Beekes.
George Robinson came in the pits a few laps ago because of transmission problems. They looked inside, said there's nothing we can fix right now. He went back out on the course, tried the gearbox, but cannot get it to select the gears. Robinson's day is over.
Meanwhile, back on the circuit, this race for second place, Gentilozzi in his new Camaro has the second spot. Tommy Archer, who started from the pole in the Shell Zone Dodge, continues to race third, and here's the view that Tommy Archer is seeing right now as he tries to get up there and peck away and somehow get into position to get that spot back from Gentilozzi.
Well, Paul Gentilozzi needed some help from traffic if he was to try and get up to Jack Baldwin. In fact, the opposite happened. Gentilozzi got stuck behind the traffic, dropped back, and has allowed Tommy Archer, whose feet we can now watch on our foot cam again, work very hard to try and catch Gentilozzi. Gentilozzi lost out in that duel with the traffic jam.
Once again, watching that footwork as he continues to stalk Paul Gentilozzi.
Hard on the power. There's the gear change on the brakes. Side of the foot. You often hear it's heel toe. In fact, that's a little bit of a misnomer. It's actually ball of the foot, side of the foot is the more common down-changing technique used by race drivers.
It's a race for second place. Gentilozzi has the advantage for the moment, but now as they come into traffic, this could be an opportunity for Tommy Archer. We continue to watch Archer's feet. Putting a lap on Mitch Bender.
You just hope that traffic sees you, because if he sees the car ahead of you, you're going to go with it. Sometimes the second car in line is the one that's not sighted by the car that's being overtaken. That can often cause lots and lots of problems.
And as these two continue to fight for second and third, they have slipped 4.5 seconds behind Jack Baldwin, who handled the traffic very, very nicely, protecting his lead in a bid for his first Trans Am win of 1993.
Now when you fly with Michael Jordan, you can have the seat right next to him.
Showtime.
Get the whole show in this great new video, Michael Jordan Airtime. It's free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated, the best way to get inside the action for over 20 million readers. Call this toll-free number now and let one of sports' most celebrated stars be your tour guide on an unforgettable behind-the-scenes journey.
Can we go to
Mike, 3 again.
The rim seems like a big old huge bucket.
This is the greatest performance.
Catch the excitement of the NBA. Then go with Michael to Monte Carlo and Barcelona for an inside look at it all.
Nothing could equal what we were going to do in Monte Carlo.
Get your free video and 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.39 an issue. Save over 52% off the cover price. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. Take off with your free Jordan video and catch the next flight in Sports Illustrated. Call now.
the Trans Am competition at Lexington, Ohio, the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. The race for second heating up. Gentilozzi, the black and white Camaro, trying to hold off the red and white Dodge of Tommy Archer. And Archer is just leaning all over him now. And they have closed up now to within 2.5 seconds of front-running Jack Baldwin. Let's go to the pits. Here's Jan Beekes.
We checked in with team manager of Rocket Sports, which is the team that has built this car and is owned by Paul Gentilozzi. They say right now we're pacing ourselves. And what has happened is that Tommy has come up behind us after we got stuck in traffic, and now we're gaining on Baldwin at about a second a lap. They and also Paul Gentilozzi knows how to work the tires during a race. They say we have not given everything we have just yet.
Paul Gentilozzi has not won at this racetrack. He's always been a strong contender, but his Rocket Sports cars, driven by Darren Brasfield, have had great success in past Trans Am events here.
Now there's the 3 leaders here. Now Gentilozzi may be running faster, or Baldwin may be controlling the pace. The fastest lap of the race so far, in fact, has been set by Jack Baldwin at a 1:24.6. That was earlier. Maybe he cannot reproduce that type of speed now when he needs it, when he's being challenged.
Paul Gentilozzi was recalling earlier today, humorously, the first time he ever raced a sports car on a road circuit. It was here in Mid-Ohio. It was in 1981. He was a drag racer. And he said he got so far off into the woods, it was a wonder they ever found him. But his racing career has really progressed, and he's had a terrific season in the IMSA Exxon Supreme GT Championship Series, where he's won a couple of events this year. And right now, running a strong second, trying to hold off Tommy Archer, chasing Jack Baldwin.
In fact, he said he got so far out of the racetrack, he had to buy a ticket to get back in.
Well, Paul Gentilozzi, colorful driver in a brand new race car that he and his men build. Oh, there's Jim Stevens in the 65 Ford Mustang, trying to get back in the right direction after a quick excursion off into the grass. No apparent damage.
Now we have an interesting situation developing here. Gentilozzi is embroiled in his own battle trying to hold off Tommy Archer, which normally slows you down. Yet both of these cars are actually reeling in Jack Baldwin. So we may yet again in Trans Am racing be setting up for a classic duel between 3 cars here.
And this, in fact, is the first time that we've seen them within real shouting distance. They're only about 10 car lengths or so back as they continue to close a bit on Baldwin. The lengthening shadows at Mid-Ohio. And as this race moves toward its waning stages, let's go back and check on the progress of Ron Fellows, currently in 9th position. We'll take a look at the telemetry once again, Derek.
Bit of a struggle. We can see that. Good, though, to watch the real-time telemetry here given to us by Ford Electronics. This is one of the developments where you can actually see and hear and almost feel what goes on under the bonnet of these cars in the engine. See full throttle, 74, 76, 77, 78 just for a quick minute there, or a quick second. And you can see the speed that they do. But Ron Fellows, who will lose this McKenzie backing for next year also, really thought he could win the championship. It just hasn't worked out. And Tom Gloy Racing, they've had more than their fair share of accidents this year, not all their own fault.
It's certainly been frustrating after great success early in the season for Ron Fellows. He has won 3 events this year, struggling today, staying in the top 10, but his championship hopes dwindling by the moment. Sharp, remember, has worked his way back up in front of Fellows. He's in 6th position, and all Sharp has to do is finish in front of Fellows, and the championship is his. Fellows again listed in the number 9 position. Now, let's see how things are going up front. From the roof looking back off the Hot Wheels Camaro of Baldwin, there's a lap car in between, but that next car you see is driven by Paul Gentilozzi. Remember, Derek, we talked early about that incentive of the bonus money for a non-factory Chevrolet team. It could be a huge payday for Paul Gentilozzi. He could pick up better than $27,000 in bonus money if he was able to win this event. Now let's go back to Jan Beekes once again. Jan?
As we look at that first trio, an update on Baldwin. He has had his windshield oiled, and it's very late in the day, which means that coming up this front straightaway, he's having a very difficult time seeing. They say that's not what's making him drop back. It's that the other 2 behind him are catching up. Let's also remember, because it's late in the day, it's cooler. The 2nd and 3rd place cars have the softer 430 tires. Baldwin does not. Now,
here comes Tommy Archer.
Okay, Gary.
Hang on for a second, Jan. Archer's alongside in traffic. Gentilozzi trying to hang on to the spot. Looks like he will maintain. No, there's contact. Gentilozzi Gentilozzi spins off course. Now, can he get back on without losing more than one position? He's sideways again, and he will lose more than one spot. Now, can he keep the power up? Wheels start to spin on the grass. Archer is into second, and Gentilozzi is watching other cars stream by. And we were talking about the bonus money as an incentive. Well, maybe wave goodbye to all of that. Let's take a look once again.
Now watch this. Gentilozzi is on the inside line. Archer realizes he can't get it done. Look at this. Down the inside and drop kicks him on the way to the apex. Gentilozzi takes that brand new design of Camaro over onto the grass, and he doesn't quite manage to keep it straight. Otherwise, he would have been right behind Archer exiting that corner. There will be words between those guys at the end of this event.
He came within a hair of losing just one position. Here's the onboard view.
That's how you do it. From the inside, it was gentle contact, but just enough to spin Paul Gentilozzi.
Well, now how far back did Gentilozzi drop? We believe he's in 5th place. So it could have been a lot worse. But the thing for Gentilozzi, he may have lost an opportunity to have a chance to challenge Baldwin for a rich payday and a win. But right now, he's back in 5th spot. Tommy Archer has taken over 2nd. Bobby Archer is running 3rd. In the 4th position, Hoerr, also a beneficiary as he moves up a spot. Well, we'll be back to see how it shakes out here at Mid-Ohio in just a moment.
Why is everyone shopping at video only? Let's ask.
When you do shop and compare, and you get everybody's bottom line, I've always ended up back here to get the lowest price.
So they're really happy. They even carried our TV set out the car.
I would say I saved at least 100, probably more.
Well, when we walked out of the competitor, we both looked at each other and said, we've been slimed.
I hear that a lot. We saved at least $100, and it was kind of coincidental to go next door and see it was exactly $100 more.
Fire is one of your home's worst enemies. That's why homeowners across America are choosing American Semwood for Class A fire-safe roofing products. A patented process combines wood fiber and cement into a unique roofing product that is lightweight and beautiful. An American Semwood roof will not only enhance the value and appearance of your home, it also protects it. In fact, it has a 50-year warranty. For the beauty of wood and the fire protection of cement, call American Semwood today.
Football, I'll tell you with no time to waste, NFL Prime Monday is the place. 90 minutes of X's and O's from Theismann, James, Jaworski, and the rest of our pros. We've got roundtables with sports writers galore and Chris Mortensen with the story behind the score. We'll have live reports from the Monday night game and backstage with Julie Brown. She'll entertain. No matter who you are, no matter what you know, NFL Prime Monday. That's your show.
NFL Prime Monday, tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, only on ESPN.
Mid-Ohio, the race is for 3rd place. Hoerr, who's battled his way forward from an 8th starting position, challenging Bobby Archer, pulls alongside, smokes a break, has position. Will he be able now to get it? Archer answers back. They rub paint on the side of the car, and they still, nobody backing off. Hoerr's right there once again. He has position on the inside a 3rd time, and they bang together again, and Hoerr takes over the 3rd spot.
How can you get away with side-by-side racing like we see in Trans Am? Nobody gives up because they realize at the next turn we have a big one here in the gravel trap, and a 2nd car makes contact.
Can't tell who they are just yet. 2 cars. Here's a 3rd car sliding. That's Phelan in 66. Here comes a 4th car. Obviously something slick on the surface. 4 cars sliding through. Here comes everybody. 5, 6 cars. There's Peel sticker coming in the 99 car. We'll get a full course yellow. Obviously oil, water, some type of fluid on the course. We've seen 6 cars skate off into the sand trap.
Well, that yellow may have come just a little bit too late. Remember, they're unsighted as they come over that hill. And when you're fully committed at the speeds they're doing, this is the result here. Most unfortunate. Somebody blew up, though, on the racing line.
So let's go back just a couple of moments before the incident and take a look at that great battle between Bobby Archer and Hoerr. This was for 3rd place.
Now hang on to your seats and watch what happens here, because this is side-by-side racing at its best. Hoerr trying to pass Bobby Archer. He goes round the outside, doesn't get it done. Look at this, down the inside. Now normally you have the job done here, but Bobby Archer says no, and he fights back They're side by side, and again Hoerr comes down the inside. But watch what he does here. On the power, little love tap right there, and he gets third place. Now, within seconds of that incident, at the same spot on the racetrack, watch what happens here. Pete Musser in car number 88 hand grenades his engine. The oil or fluid comes out on his rear tires, and suddenly, with oil or fluid on the line, all hell breaks loose.
A tremendous impact in the tire barrier for Musser. Then Thomas Volk in number 95 slides through, followed by Dale Phelan in number 66. Here comes Mitch Bender at number 18. And it's still not over because Mark Peelsticker also becomes a victim in number 99. And there's Deborah Gregg in number 2. Skating across that slippery surface. 5 cars in the sandbox. Gregg disabled as well. And the yellow flag, of course, is out. And that means we've got a whole new race. Remember, Baldwin is led from the top. But Archer and Hoerr will now be right off his back bumper.
Here's a camera tip. In order to get a nice steady picture, one that doesn't jiggle or bounce around, remember, it's important your camera be mounted on a solid object specially designed to minimize vibration. Dodge Intrepid, running at, let's say, 85 miles an hour, would be a particularly good choice. Dodge Intrepid. This changes everything.
Eye-opener. It's the same, and it's different. It's new Hershey's Hugs. Hugs are mini Hershey's Kisses hugged by white chocolate. New Hershey's Hugs. P.S. Hugs also come with almonds.
Are you ready?
To make Dodge Intrepid more spacious, we move the wheels that normally go here, out, and back to here. Up front, the wheels that were here were moved out to here. It's a concept called cab forward that yields astonishing room for people like me. While good things like wider doors, sports car handling, and superb aerodynamics came along for the ride. Dodge Intrepid. This changes everything.
It is showdown time at Mid-Ohio. After a lengthy yellow flag to clear the racetrack of debris, nose to tail, the front runners tightly bunched together. Let's quickly go to Jan Beekes for this report from pit road.
We checked with Jack Baldwin before the race, and he said, with the hard tires that I've chosen, if we go back to green after a caution with 10 laps to go, I can win. Anything less than 5, I can't beat the guys with the 430 tires. They right now are in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place. It's going to be exciting. Also, Gentilozzi is still very, very hot. He pulled up alongside Tommy Archer and pointed to him and says, I'm going to get you, as the green flag comes out, Gary.
All right, we look at them on the front straightaway now. A pretty good run for Jack Baldwin. They'll sweep toward the left-hander, a high-speed corner. Archer runs 2nd. Hoerr is 3rd. Bobby Archer is 4th. And Gentilozzi is 5th. Nobody with a bid or a challenge at the moment as they executed a high-speed run to the green. But here comes Archer with a look now on Baldwin. Baldwin hits the brakes in the carousel, and it's Archer right there.
Remember, Archer is on the softer tire. They have more grip, particularly in these early stages. And the Dodge is also one of the fastest cars down the straight. Here's the run down the back straight.
This is where they heat 165 miles per hour.
Oh, Baldwin's down the inside, protecting that inside line. A bit of defensive driving.
Archer in trouble. Tommy Archer put his nose in there and lost it. And now he's already back to 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th place as he gets it restarted. So he made his bid. Another car goes off course, deep in the pack, not one of the contenders. So Baldwin has survived the first challenge, and Tommy Archer has gone by the wayside. He slips back to 10th position.
And just about survived. The challenges will mount, though. We're back inside with Tommy Archer. Look at the positions he lost. His challenge is effectively over. But Baldwin Baldwin could still be in trouble.
The challenge now comes from Hoerr, who started 8th. He's now 2nd. Bobby Archer, who was fastest in the final practice session, races 3rd. Paul Gentilozzi, who was challenging early, had the incident with Tommy Archer, dropped back to 5th. He now picks up a position as well.
Oh, look at Bobby Archer. He's right there behind Hoerr. Now, under braking, look how much Hoerr closed up. Hoerr closed up on Baldwin. Look at the Archer brothers again.
Here
down
comes
the inside.
Bobby Archer on the inside. He rubs paint with Hoerr. Bobby Archer into 2nd place. Hoerr shuttled back to 3rd.
And he returns.
Gentilozzi now coming and making a move on Hoerr. He gets by Hoerr, picks up 3rd position.
It's all beginning to happen. Bobby Archer down the inside, returns the love tap and loses out. Or makes Hoerr lose out. Look at Hoerr down the inside of Gentilozzi.
He gets it back from Gentilozzi. Fighting now 1st through 4th positions, running in the 5th spot. Let's not forget about Scott Sharp. He can clinch a championship in just over a lap and a half. Winding it down at Mid-Ohio. Baldwin has been the leader all the way, but he's had to survive a couple of terrific challenges.
And Bobby Archer has come all the way from 9th place on the grid. He was very quick in that final practice session when they run the full tank and they race setup. Now his form in that session is showing through here, but Jack Baldwin has still managed to control most of the race. He doesn't have long to go to try and win this one.
He'll in fact be looking at a white flag as they come up the hill onto the front straightaway. 2.25 miles to go, and it's about a 3-car length lead. No, it's much less than that. Into turn 1, Bobby Archer with a challenge. Baldwin holds them off. It's the final lap at Mid-Ohio, and we've got a classic shootout. Baldwin, who has not won this year, the defending series champion. Archer, who's looking for his first career Trans Am win. And Bobby stalks 1 car length back in the carousel, headed for that high-speed back straightaway down the hill at 165 miles per hour.
This is the drag race, and Archer is 3 or 4 car lengths behind. He's not close enough to go down the inside under braking, or is he? No, he's not. He's not close enough yet. This is the uphill drag. Uphill. This is where we saw Archer go side by side earlier. He knows how to do it.
And should those front 2 have problems, Hoerr is ready to pounce, racing 3rd. Running out of time. Bobby Archer stalking Jack Baldwin. Less than a half lap to go. Baldwin in the Camaro. The Dodge of Archer takes another look. Hit the curb. May have lost 1 or 2 car lengths and will now try to rally for a last gasp effort as we come toward the final turns.
He hit the curb and he lost 2 to 3 car lengths, and that has given Baldwin just enough breathing space. Or has it?
Here comes Hoerr. Here comes Gentilozzi. 1st through 4th, nose to tail, up the hill, checkered flag in sight. Jack Baldwin gets the job done. Bobby Archer is 2nd. 3rd to Hoerr. 4th to Gentilozzi. And a disappointed Tommy Archer will be back in the back. But look at here, the Rain-X Camaro of Scott Sharp savoring his 2nd Trans Am championship. The teammates have a huge day at Mid-Ohio. Baldwin with the win, Sharp with the title. We'll hear from them as we come back to what has to be a jubilant scene in the victory podium in just a couple of moments.
This ESPN program is brought to you by the new Dodge, a division of the Chrysler.
A championship for Sharp, a race win for Baldwin. Buzz McCall and Chevrolet have won a 4th straight Manufacturers Championship. Let's hear from them as we go to Jan Beekes.
You're right, Gary. This has got to be the happiest trio in Trans Am racing. First, Jack, congratulations. You said you couldn't do it on those hard tires with only that many laps to go.
Well, you know, I knew it was going to be tough. I kept as much heat as I could in them, but during the last caution, I lost my power steering. I called in, I said, you boys, you're not going to believe this one. And that made it really, really tough. And I tell you, when Steve called me and told me there was 1 lap to go, I said, I can do it. I know I can do it, because I thought there was like 5 to go, and I was, oh boy, there was so much oil on my windshield, I couldn't even see the bridge, much less the corner. So, you know, I'm just real fortunate, and I've got to say thanks to everybody at American Equipment Racing, Buzz McCall and Goodyear, and my Mattel Hot Wheels Camaro ran fantastic all day long.
Thank you. Let's talk to him, Buzz. It's your birthday. What a birthday gift this can be, huh?
What a present. What a present.
I've had a lot of great presidents in my life, but to have Scott repeat as a champion and have Jack win the race as the defending champion is really, truly a great day for the team.
And speaking of champion, here he is. Congratulations, Scott.
Thank you.
The champion for 1993. How's it feel?
Well, it wasn't pretty, but we got the job done, I guess. I don't know what happened early on with my brakes, but that's past history now. I just got to thank the crew. They did a hell of a job all year. Got to thank God, and Chevrolet, and my sponsor, Rain-X. It's been a great year, and finally ended and win the championship. It's great.
They're happy here at American Equipment Racing. There'll be a lot of celebrating tonight, Gary.
You got it. Put the girls in.
Way to go.
Hey, look at the camera.
So indeed, a most memorable day for Buzz McCall's team. Baldwin with the win. Bobby Archer equals his career best with a second-place finish. Hoerr, Gentilozzi, Sharp clinching the championship fifth. Tommy Archer, after that disappointment with the challenge, settles for sixth. Pickett, Hoerr, Fellows, Dorsey, Schroeder complete the top 10. And on down through the line, you take a look at how they finished after a wild afternoon of racing at Mid-Ohio. Checking the championship point standings, well, Sharp has settled it. He's won his second in the last 3 years. Fellows over Baldwin and Bobby Archer, Tommy Archer completing the top 5 with just one race remaining. For Jan Beekes, for Derek Daly, I'm Gary Gerald. We hope you've enjoyed a great afternoon of Trans Am racing in Mid-Ohio. We congratulate the team of Baldwin and Sharp.